Hello, my name is Alanis King, and this right here is a 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. It debuted as Cadillac's most powerful production car ever, with a supercharged V8 engine, 668 horsepower, and a 6-speed manual transmission. The Cadillac V-cars have been around for about 2 decades now, and they were Cadillac's American answer to the very well-known and well-loved German sports coupes and sedans of the time. This is one of the final Cadillac V-cars as we know them, and I cannot wait to show it to you today. But first, if you like American sports sedans built to take on all of Europe, this CT5-V Blackwing is now available on Cars and Bids. You can check out more photos, see the full spec list, or maybe even bid on it at the link in the description of this video. Before we get to this CT5-V Blackwing, let's talk about how we got here. The Cadillac V Series debuted in 2004 as an American rival to the German performance cars at the time. The BMW M's, the Mercedes AMGs, you know the drill. Those cars had been around for quite a few years by then, so Cadillac had a lot of ground to make up. The first Cadillac V-car was the 2004 CTS-V, which debuted on the famed Nürburgring racetrack in Germany. It had 400 horsepower, a 0 to 60 time of 4.6 seconds, and it was only offered with a manual transmission. Just like the BMW M cars and the Mercedes AMGs, the Cadillac V-cars are based on models that are already in the lineup, like the Cadillac CTS. The Cadillac CTS-V eventually spawned more generations and a wagon, which is extremely popular and expensive on the used market. The CTS-V eventually got a sibling when the ATS-V debuted in 2016. The ATS-V was available in a coupe or a sedan, and buyers could choose between a 6-speed manual transmission and an 8-speed automatic. The ATS-V had a 464 horsepower twin turbocharged V6, and by this time, the CTS-V's V8 had 640 horsepower. When the ATS-V debuted for 2016, the CTS-V was beginning its 3rd generation. But for that 3rd generation, Cadillac dropped the manual. That meant if you wanted the big, beefy V8 like this guy has, it was going to shift for you. The ATS-V and CTS-V died at the end of the 2010s, which meant they needed new siblings to replace them. Those siblings became the CT4 and CT5-V, which debuted in 2019. The CT4 became the new ATS, and the CT5 became the new CTS. I say V in quotes because around this time, Cadillac's naming structure got a little weird. The CT4-V had a 4-cylinder turbo with 325 horsepower, and the CT5-V had a twin-turbo V6 with 355 horsepower. They were only available with 10-speed automatics, and they were very down on power from what we were all used to. The auto industry and writers like me were rightfully pretty confused by this new naming structure because we had come to know the Vs as the top dogs. I mean, you see this and it's a big deal. But we would soon learn that the V cars were now a mid-range performance trim for Cadillac, and the new top dogs would have a new name, the V Blackwing. It's a very cool name to have, but it took a lot of fretting about the future of Cadillac's high-performance cars for us to get there. That brings us to this car, the 2022 CT5-V Blackwing. You know, the mean one. This car has a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 engine with 668 horsepower. That's nearly 300 horsepower more than the original CTS-V in 2004. It also has a standard 6-speed manual transmission and an optional 10-speed automatic, and the power goes to the rear wheels. This car also has optional carbon ceramic brakes. When this car debuted, Cadillac said it could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds with the manual and 3.4 with the automatic. That's about half a second behind the 2024 GT, which is not bad at all. What is bad is the fuel economy, because this car gets about 13 miles per gallon in the city and 21 on the highway. The CT5-V started at about $85,000 when new. And what I really love about this car is that it is the modern version of an era gone by. You think about the BMW M's and the AMGs. Those are the practical sports cars that you can take places and have a family in. Maybe you've got kids in the back seat. But we know when we see you that you are cool and those kids are playing with Hot Wheels at home. This, to me, is not a car Cadillac had to make. It's not gonna sell like the smaller engine cars or the SUVs, and the features that make it so cool, like that monstrous V8 and the 6-speed manual, and even this color, are things American buyers just aren't going for these days. This is a really good last hurrah to what this car is, because if this kind of car had died with the CTS-V, sure, we would have all been sad, but the rest of the world probably wouldn't have noticed. And back by popular demand, I can fit in this trunk very, very well. You can probably fit 2 of me in here and still close it. But I am not going to close it because this very, very, very kind Cadillac dealership in Frisco, Texas let me film inside instead of outside in the 106-degree heat, and I'm trying not to weird them out. Now we're inside the CT5-V Blackwing, and for a long time, Cadillac V interiors were known as not necessarily keeping up with the AMGs and the M's. They were known as not being quite as good. But I'm in here and I really like it. It's very simple up here. There's one screen and we have nice buttons for everything below that screen. We have the suede on the steering wheel. These seats are really nice. They have this like diamond kind of V pattern stitched into them, carbon fiber accents everywhere, the contrast red and white stitching. It's pretty nice in here. I like it a lot. The rear seat is also very spacious. If I sit back, I have plenty of headroom, although I am 5'8½". You may be taller. I get to look at my Cadillac V logos on the seats. I get a nice little pull down where I can put my drinks, and my primary view is these carbon seats in the front, so I know the person who owns this car is cool. So here we are in the Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. I am driving around in some suburb of Dallas, and I tried to find a good road, but it ended up being a road where like a bunch of garbage trucks go down, and I was like, well, I can't get a chip in the windshield of someone else's car. So now I'm just in mystery land, and I don't know where I am or what I'm doing, but I'm driving around and we're gonna feel what it feels like to drive this car. So this CT5-V Blackwing has a 6-speed manual transmission, and honestly, as I'm driving it, it's not like a super intimidating manual. You honestly expect when you get in a super high performance, scary Cadillac like the V-car, that it's gonna have like a really intense clutch catch point and it's gonna be so jumpy and scary. But honestly, I feel like this clutch is way smoother than like the last generation GR86 Toyota. Like, it's a very smooth clutch. The sound this car makes is, it's not obnoxious when I'm just driving it around in normal mode. Like it's loud and it's nice and it makes you feel good as the driver, but you're also not like blowing everyone's ears out all the time, which is kind of nice. You know, you're laid back. You don't have to just like scream at everyone that you've got the V. Something I really like about the shifter throws is that the throws feel pretty short to me, but they feel like you're notching the shifter in. And that's such a nice feeling because, you know, you drive some manuals and they're like, you just put the shifter wherever, you know, and it goes there and you know it's there and it says on the digital dashboard what gear it's in. But this car, like, it's very notchy. The gates are very well defined. It's a very rewarding shifting experience, I would say. So we talked about the Diet Vs and all that stuff. And GM President Mark Royce said at the time, the reason we are coming out with these new Diet Vs is because the regular Vs were too scary. But I'm driving this car around in like regular commute mode. I'm just driving it over here by a neighborhood on a couple of nice roads. And it's not scary. Like, it's a very normal car to drive if you're driving it at low speeds. I would say really the only abnormal thing is gonna be the atrocious fuel mileage you're gonna get. Like, it's a comfortable car. I don't feel like the clutch is super heavy. It feels pretty comfortable for me. Like, it wouldn't bother me too much to drive this all the time. And I think this is a nice car. It's unassuming. Of course, it's electric blue. Everybody knows that you're driving around an electric blue Cadillac, but it's unassuming. Like, it doesn't have Blackwing everywhere, right? You're not just screaming, hey, I got the cool one. You know what you have. You feel good about it. You're driving around, having a nice time. I also feel like if you're not throwing the gas on this thing, if you're not just stomping it, right? Like, this car isn't gonna go crazy. Obviously, when I stomp the gas soon, which I will when I get out of this neighborhood area, it's gonna go. But I would say the grabbiest thing when you're just in your normal commute is these carbon ceramic brakes. These carbon ceramic brakes they're pretty grabby. They're pretty good. So another big feature of the CT5-V Blackwing that everybody talked about when it came out was the fact that this car has no lift upshifting. So obviously, if you drive a manual transmission, you know about no lift upshifting. But if you don't drive manual transmissions regularly or at all, when you change gears, when you shift up, you have to take your foot off the gas when your left foot presses the clutch. So generally, if you're gonna upshift, your foot needs to come off the gas. That's why when you hear, like, in the audios of like racing games and all that, that's why you hear that little pause in the acceleration, because you're upshifting and you're taking your foot off the gas. This car has no lift upshifting, which means you can keep your foot in the gas and upshift. If this were Cadillac's car or my car, I would definitely do a no lift upshift for you. But the concept of no lift upshifting for someone who drives cars regularly or at all is kind of terrifying, because you just, when you drive a car, if I'm gonna upshift, I have to lift. I can't have my foot on the gas. So I can't bring my mind to do that in a private owner's car who is selling this car on Cars and Bids. But if you want to buy this car and do a no lift upshift and report back to the comments section, please do. I would love that. And I would love that for you, and I think you should do it. This car is slippy slidey. Oh my goodness. You don't even have to give it very much gas and it's slippy slidey. Whoo! Maybe Mark Royce was right. Maybe this thing is a little scary. Oh my goodness. Overall, I feel like this is a very livable monster car. If you want a car that's big and scary and people are gonna respect you for driving, but you want it to be livable every day, I feel like this is a great car to have. It is a little scary. What a cool car. What a cool color. What a cool everything. And when you consider the fact that, genuinely Cadillac did not have to make this car. This was really a car to be like, see, enthusiasts, we did it for you. They let us really say goodbye to this kind of car in a very cool way. And I think we should all appreciate that. And I think we should all really just take this in, because this is gonna be it. So that was the 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. It's fast, it's fun, and it's blue. It's also a very modern take on an era of car that's mostly gone because automakers just aren't really making V8 sports sedans anymore. I personally can't believe we got a nearly 700 horsepower Cadillac V-car in the year 2022, and I think we will look back on this in 20 years and be so thankful this car ever existed. If you like this CT5-V Blackwing as much as I do, it is now available on Cars and Bids. You can check out more photos, see the full spec list, or maybe bid on it at the link in the description of this video. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.